NBA season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Go. Zero.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Hunter Henry brings it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. He's going to air one out. Trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Trey Waynes. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
On 3rd down, Cousins escaping the pressure right. Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got him in, complete. And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They give him a gain of 38. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover. We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now a second down throw for Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Cousins from the gun on third. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Joey Bosa in there for sack number 22 on the year. Just a half sack shy now of Michael Strahan's record of 22.5 set in 2001. And Quigley now on to punt as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. To throw on second down is Tannehill. He's going to air one out. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third. And this pass defense, they were sensational in the win last week, and they're looking good here so far in this first quarter.
You know, we often talk about how offenses get locked in, and that runs over multiple games where they're really, in that zone. Defenses can be the exact same way, and I think we're seeing an example of it here.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Tannehill. Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Ben Gideon in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Taken from just outside the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Throwing, Cousins. It'll find Thielen, work in the middle. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football, and they've got it here with a 1st down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. First down, here's the run with Cook. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Second down, Cousins. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. The pressure gets to him again. Melvin Ingram in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sheldon Richardson coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Hey, 20. Go.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill. Anthony Barr in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Strickland, and he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And the Vikings now heading on to the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Yellow. We're going. Let's go.
First down. Here's Cousins. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A gain of 32 that time. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. More from Minneapolis after this.
Let's go. Go ahead.
They run the counter with Cook. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Play action now. Cousins. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Corey Legion in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Wait, your hot. Two. Check 99. Wait, your hot.
3rd and long for Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And this belongs to the Vikings. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Wide. Wait, your hot.
Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. Working out of the gun. Cousins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Joey Bosa in there yet again. What else is new as he continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So no scoring in our first half. What will the second half bring as we are now back underway? That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the 3rd. There are 0 points on the scoreboard for either side. It'll be interesting to see what adjustments were made. The defenses have obviously been great.
So if you like defense, this is a classic game. This is what you're looking for. But now you're trying to figure out how to gain any type of an advantage on offense. Is it through a big chunk play that they haven't seen before? Or is it just running your regular offense and running it better, trying to create an opportunity.
We'll see which avenue they choose to go down. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. They run it again with Cook. They find some open field here. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, receiver. Check A2, check A2.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. Forced out to his left. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Let's go.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Cousins to throw it. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Yellow.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Back to the ground, Cook. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. To throw is Cousins. Open man as Thielen is complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Now Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to strike for 6. Well, these two teams battled through a scoreless first half. Finally, a breakthrough here in quarter number 3.
And I just wonder how that played for both of them psychologically, because when you battle through a scoreless first half, now you know that every possession is increasingly crucial. Who can put points on the board, make the other team chase? Wonder if you get a lift and if they get deflated a little bit.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past. The 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now they'll run it on the toss. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Trying to power it ahead with one. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg. Going deep here for Allen. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Cousins on 1st down. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Corey Legion in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. A give. This is Cook. Oh, what a move. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, Clipper! Where's your heart?
Throwing is Cousins. And he's able to find Diggs. And out across midfield down to the 45. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Here we go. Black. John. Listen to me. Lucky 50.
To throw, Cousins. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Joey Bosa in there again. My goodness, that is now his 4th sack tonight. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
We're going. Let's go. Where's your heart? Two. Lucky 50. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Where's that?
Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. The Charger offense making their way back out there. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, and if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Tannehill able to take off and pick up the first as well. First down now, but that clock rolling.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Back to throw. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. Tannehill now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. He's back to throw. This is Gordon on the dump off. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read. Better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Play.
They'll look to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The Chargers on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Tannehill. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10. Much going there as he'll get it up to the 23-yard line. Tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November. Back-to-back runs. I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage on this play coming up. The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team, there's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for the Vikings, the win is number 9 for them on the year. And now they'll get the weekend off as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for our visitors, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears.